Hey everybody, this lesson is on slope. So these are SAT types of questions. So we're assuming that you know already lots about slope, and I'm just here to remind you on stuff. And then we're going to have lots of lessons uploaded at bbtestprep.com. So here's slope of line. You guys remember is the letter M. Okay, so if a line is going through any 2 points, x1, y1, and x2, y2, then subtract the y's over subtract the x's. Just make sure you do them in order. If you do y2 first, make sure you do x2 second on bottom right there. And how do I remember which one's on top? Well, x's have two legs to it. See down here? And the two legs will hold up the fraction better. The y only has one leg right there, and so it won't hold it up as strong. So the x's go downstairs. I know, corny, you guys, but that helps me anyways. And if you're given a picture, then it's rise over run. So for example, right here, look at this line right here. This line is from here, it goes up 1, 2, 3. Now be careful, you guys. This scale 1 is all the way over to here. So to get to the other point, here it goes up 3 over 1. The slope is 3 over 1, which is just 3 right there. Okay, now if it's in slope intercept form, y equals mx plus b, then there's your slope right there. Your b is your y-intercept where it crosses the y-axis. Here's the y-axis right here. B is 5 on this one, so the equation of this line would be y equals 3x plus 5, okay? If it's in point slope form, y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1, this number in front of the parentheses is your slope, okay? And this x1 comma y1 is our known point that it goes through, okay? And if it's written in standard form, ax plus by equals c, then slope is just take that number, the opposite, and divide it by that number right there. Opposite a over b is your slope, okay? Parallel lines have equal slopes or the same slope. Perpendicular lines have slopes that are opposite reciprocals of each other. So for example, if our slope was 2/3, then a perpendicular slope is flip it and change the sign, so -3/2. All right. So let's hear some examples of equations of lines and slope stuff, you guys. So write a line with an slope -1/5 and y-intercept 3. Okay, y equals mx plus b. So y equals -1/5 x plus 3. Easy, huh? A line that runs through this x1, y1, and is parallel to this line right here. So -2 is x sub 1, 3 is y sub 1. Okay, so if it's parallel, it's going to have that same slope, -4 right there, okay? So we're going to use the slope -4 and this known point and do point slope form, okay? Point slope form is that y minus y sub 1 equals m, should say m sub 2, I think I have it on there, m sub 2, so m sub 2 times x minus this x sub 1, so it's going to be minus a minus 2, okay? All right. So there we go, y minus 3 equals the -4 times x minus a minus 2. This is plus 2 now. Two negatives give a positive right there. All right, we'll distribute this 4 through, -4 through, and we get that. And so solve for y, and we get y equals -4x minus 5. Okay, because we did plus 3, and -8 plus 3 is -5. All right, so here's another one, a line that runs through 4, 1. This is our x1, y1, and it's perpendicular to y equals 1/3 x plus, minus 7. Okay, so a perpendicular slope to 1/3 is flip it and change the sign so it's -3. Flip this is 3 over 1, which is 3, but change the sign, it's negative. So we're going to use -3 and this point right here and use point slope again. Okay, so y minus this y equals this new slope times x minus this x right here, okay? We'll put the -3 through and then add 1, and so we get y equals -3x plus 13. Okay, all right, so how about this? A line that goes through these 2 points. All right, so we get first find the slope, you guys, to get -4, and then you can use either point for your x1, y1. I chose this one because they're both positive right there, so you end up getting y equals -4x plus 18. Okay, these are just some examples I've seen on the new SAT types of questions, you guys, so for slopes. Okay, so has x-intercept 4 and y-intercept 5. Well, the y-intercept is your b. So we already know that b is 5, so we're going to write plus 5 there. Now we only have to do is find the slope, okay? So the x-intercept is when y is 0, so we have 4, 0, and the y-intercept is when x is 0. So there's our slope right there, and our y-intercept is 5, so there's the answer right there, okay? Y equals -5 fourths x plus 5. All right, so here we got this picture that's going to go with numbers 6 through 8. Now, typically you have multiple choices, and on the new SAT, you only have 4 multiple choices. On the old one, it was 5. And there's no penalty for guessing on this new SAT. So here we go. We got line L is translated up 5 and to the right 7. So here, so what is the slope of the new line? Okay, and so here's some examples right here. So if we took this line right here and then just go up 5 and to the right 7. So I'm just going to pretend like I'm going up 5, so straight up. Okay, and then to the right 7, it would go over there. You see how it just stays? I did it perfect on that one right there. It stays parallel. So it's going to have the same slope right there. They're parallel slopes. They're equal. So rise over run, I did that because they gave us a picture. We'll just get the slope of the old guy. It's going to be the same as this guy right here. So I'll go from this point to this point. It went down 1, 2, 3, and went over 2. So down 3 to the right 2 is negative 3/2 on that guy right there, okay? All right, so still using this picture, which equation would fit the new line, okay? So what I did is I translated this point is this point translated right there. Okay, so this point is at, it looks like 4, 1 over 4 up 1. Okay, so when we go up 5, we're going to add 5 to the y point, the 1, the point. And then to the right 7, we're going to add 7 to the 4 guy right there. So here, this we're going to add 7 to 4 is 11. We're going to add 5 to 1 is 6, so this blue point went up 5 to the right 7 right there. Okay, so we're going to use this point 11, 6 with the same slope, negative 3/2, and use point slope form, and we get that right there. And then here, let's get rid of this fraction, multiply both sides by 2, and that's going to give us this right here, and then distribute the 2 through, distribute the negative 3 through, and then look at the choices right here. This says 5y, this says 2y, 9y, 2y. I can see it's going to be a 2y right here, and we're not going to solve for y. We're going to get it into one of these guys right there. I'm guessing it's going to be one of these two. So let's go ahead and distribute those numbers through, and then now we'll just add 12, plus 12, plus 12, and 33 plus 12 is that 45. So it's this guy right there. Alrighty. All right, here we got one more, you guys. So write an equation of the line that would be perpendicular to the new line through point A prime, where A prime is the translation of point A. Okay, so here's point A right there. So what I did is I drew a vertical and a horizontal. I went straight down. Actually, I went straight up, and that told me that this is at 8, because here's 5 right here, so 6, 7, 8, and then I went straight over, and that told me it's down at negative 5. So A has the ordered pair 8, negative 5. Okay, so we're going to take this point and go up 5, so we're going to add 5 to that. And to the right 7, we're going to add 7 to that. So what that's going to do is take us to our A prime point, which is 15, 0. So I didn't graph it because it would be off the chart over here, but now I know that it's going to be 15, 0. And since it's perpendicular, you guys, then it's going to be perpendicular to the slope of this line right here, which is negative 3/2. So we're going to flip it and make it positive 2/3. Okay, so it's going through this point. Now careful, this is the x-intercept, you guys. It's not the y-intercept. And it has that slope right there. So point slope form, y minus the y sub 1 equals this slope times x minus x sub 1. And then look at these equations right here. They're all in terms of y equal. So what I'm going to do is distribute the 2/3 through. So 2/3 times 15 equals 10. And I did that right here. 3 goes into 15 5 times. So we're left with 2 times 5, which equals 10 right there. So there it is right there. So that would have given us choice A right there. Okay, if you guys want any questions answered, you can give us an email right there. Take care.